Hey there, friends. Welcome back to Call Sign Wolf. As always, my name is Justin, and literally less than 48 hours after I had made the previous update video with update point 2, talking about the fall 2024 update, night ops and everything, we get a brand new devlog from Madfinger themselves, operational improvements number 2. I'm just going to kind of go over this briefly, because I'm sure at this point you're going to be a little overwhelmed if I continuously read the whole thing. So the very first thing is obviously they're going to be focusing deeper on gear fear, exploration, and intelligent decision making to make the game feel a lot more challenging and authentic. And it says every decision you make will have significance, and every piece of high value gear you acquire will feel hard earned and more invaluable. The very first bullet point here is expand your tactical options, new weapons, more choices. So the one thing that they are introducing to the game, in addition to the MP5 at some point, is the Colt 1911, the AKS-74U, alongside the AK Ratnik series, which means AK-12, 15, 19, and AK-308 will all be joining us in the very near future. These weapons come with attachments modifications, allowing you to fine-tune them for any situation. And it does point out here that the AKS-74U will be available in starter towns, offering players a reliable, versatile option that could quickly become a go-to weapon in the early game. Compact design and effectiveness in close to mid-range combat makes it ideal for a range of scenarios, allowing players to adapt to different challenges as they progress. Now, I don't imagine that this is really going to become like your next DMR or your actual workhorse once you start to get closer to the mid-game range of the game, but yeah, definitely a great starter option, and I definitely can't wait to get my hands on that AK-308. Moving forward, again, introduction of new weapons and rebalancing of rounds and ammunition. We're talking about U-762 and every other 762 variation. Creates a wealth of options for players, prompting them to reevaluate their weapon choices based on ammunition types and engagement scenarios. Meaning, you know, again, DMR and sniper rifle level of weapons will not be great in close quarter combat unless you just happen to spray and pray. The next big bullet point here is going to be inspect and customize 3D weapons. Inspect and customize 3D weapon inspection. Now, this actually does look pretty good. Having a 3D model of your character on display for you to go ahead and rotate, kind of check out to see if you like the look and functionality of all of your equipment. Same thing with items. You just see the back side and front side and side sides and all that, and be able to even rotate and inspect your weapon to fully understand that MOA feature for accuracy. To ensure you're fully prepared and ready before leaving the fob, a thorough evaluation of your gear is crucial. The introduction of 3D weapon inspection allows you to examine every detail of your weapons and their attachments. So rotating, zooming for that closer look, and assess your character in real time to customize your loadout for optimal performance and style. This way, of course, you know, you can actually just, not just for the aesthetic of it, but actually physically look to see, you know, what you look like. Next bullet point here is going to be improved combat realism, enhanced anatomy, and ballistics. So I thought this was actually a pretty cool, interesting little feature as I was reading over this before I hit record. So with update point 2, what they really want to do is they want both on the PvP side and of course on the PvE side, every engagement, whether it's AI or players, they want it to feel a lot more significant. So they're, quote, enhancing tactical authenticity through improved ballistics, allowing bullets to pass through layers of skin, tissue, and bone, creating a much more realistic feel, and of course, you know, varied outcomes, again, quote, based on your shot placement, making every decision in your combat impactful. So basically, you know, things like shotguns, close range are probably going to be one tap with early game gear, but later on, you know, things like a 45, if you just so happen to come across a player who's going in, quote, naked, you know, it's definitely something that's going to, you know, probably put them down for at least you know, maybe a broken bone or two, potentially, depending on how carefully you aim, you might be able to put them down in the dirt. Next bullet point is rebalance your play. More challenges, more rewards. So with this whole dynamic economy, what they're going to be doing is like how Tarkov did is, even though the item may be available for trade, that certain vendor may not physically have anything in stock of certain items. So, of course, you run the risk of, oh, well, I need that, CGPC3. That's quite the mouthful, or I need that gunfighter bag. Well, you might have to go out and find one, or wait until the vendor gets it back in stock and hope to God that you're actually one of the lucky few who actually gets one. It says here, to enhance the experience, we're limiting the availability of some high value gear. Powerful weapons, top tier NVGs, and rare attachments are now primarily be earned through exploration, completing tasks, or defeating bosses, with vendors no longer providing an endless supply of weapons and ammo. You'll need to scavenge, explore, and strategize to acquire and retain the best loot. So as I said in the previous video, things like NVGs are probably going to be very early game, going to be extremely high tier stuff. You're not going to be able to get them from vendors. You're going to have to luck out and kind of find it out there in the wild. Gear up with caution. Durability adds new tension. So we are getting weapon wear, which is something that I kind of thought would be coming at some point. I wasn't expecting it this early on. And it does look like they're actually going to be adding it in update 0.2. The durability mechanics are being introduced to your gear to enhance immersion and realism while encouraging a more tactical approach to combat and resource management. Meaning over time, you continuously use that weapon, the magazine itself and the weapon itself will start to degrade, which is something that will happen in real life as well, of course, on a much lower, slower level. The system ascends to NVGs and other critical items, adding yet another layer of tension. So if you're shot in the helmet, even your NVGs will sustain damage. And of course, in the day and night cycle devlog, they talked about that, how durability will affect night ops. And again, update 0.2 highlights the importance of meticulous gear management. And with update 0.3, they're even talking about now durability loss will become even more critical, making your gear less reliable over time. So it's right now, it's more or less an introduction to the wear and tear on items, but then 0.3 is going to take that even further beyond. And I imagine, repairs will also be introduced in update 0.2. And as updates roll out, mastering gear upkeep will be essential for your success and survival out there in Lemang. So it's an interesting feature that we're going to be getting here in the very near future. Organize faster, streamlined gear management. So they are adding essentially a organize tier here where you can organize by weapons, by ammunition, attachments, your actual, wearable gear, as it were. I'm going to basically sum that up right there. There's really no need to really read over all of this, except for the fact that gear cases are essential for keeping your inventory neat and accessible, ensuring you're primed for any scenario without wasting time. So that is that's a definite good thing. And in case you haven't heard, for some ungodly reason, best way to do item management, buy yourself a couple book bags. Go ahead and start practicing that now before update 0.2 does release. This way, when whatever gear you start off with, I would start organizing, like, okay, make your to-go bags ready, or, if you don't want to do that, magazines in one bag, weapons in another, so on and so forth. Red alert, don't overlook crucial intel. Now, this was something that, again, I kind of hinted at a little bit as far as, overlooking certain crucial details in the previous video. Wrapping it up very quickly here, they say to prevent wasted time and incomplete tasks, we've added a bold red text warning and a red icon directly above your objectives when key intel is missing. Additionally, a red icon will appear under active tasks beside the vendor's face and right underneath the task name. These alerts ensure that you're fully prepared, avoiding costly oversights and forgetting tracers from gunny or missing intel needed to retrieve gear after respawning, helping you complete your mission effectively. So essentially, it's not going to tell you everything all at once. You may you may be missing a little bit piece of intel you may have to kind of look for yourself at some point, either during the mission or maybe another NPC will be giving us more details at that point in time. But either way, very interesting key feature that they're thrown into the game here when it comes to tasks. Improved teamwork, shared waypoints, and better coordination. This is something that I think my friends and I had talked about in game, in Discord a couple times. Is it would be really nice to be able to see if somebody sets down a waypoint, having seen a waypoint on your screen that a friend has set down for all of us or for themselves specifically, but can also be very crucial when it's like, oh hey, I know that for a fact that something's going to be happening at this point or whatever. If they set down the waypoint, everybody knows where exactly they're talking about, instead of trying to go, oh well, it's down the street to the left on that north side of town or whatever. It's a lot easier to kind of manage things this way. Very quickly, it says, with improved mini-map zooming and synchronized waypoints, communication within the squads has never been clearer. Now waypoints are visible to the entire team, not just players. This boosts situational awareness and empowers squads to make faster, informed decisions, leading to smoother interactions and more successful missions, which ties also into this next one here, the aggressor system. The aggressor system. This is definitely an accountability feature of update 0.2, hopefully. So essentially what's going to end up happening is if you intentionally shoot a player on your faction, you'll be marked essentially as an aggressor. It lays the groundwork for a future rogue system, which will allow players to embrace more chaotic and unpredictable gameplay styles. But the one thing I wanted to mention before I get further into this is that if you kill or injure a teammate, you're marked as an aggressor and will lose the ability to loot their own body upon death. However, a nearby friend, even outside the squad, can loot the aggressor's body without penalties and return the items, raising the stakes of friendly fire and encouraging more responsible gameplay, meaning check your shots before you simply start lighting up someone down the street and go, oh crap, that was actually somebody on our team. You gotta be a little bit more careful, a little bit more tactical about things. So they're going to be closely monitoring the player feedback and refining and adjusting this mechanic, aiming to streamline these systems while keeping disruptive players in check. So meaning if you're going to start causing chaos intentionally, the system might actually get a little bit more aggressive towards those players in the future. And that pretty much wraps up all the different things in this new DevLog 6. It does say that it's coming soon. I anticipate within the next week to 2 weeks, but it could potentially lead all the way through towards the end of November, as I stated in the previous video. I would obviously prefer sooner rather than later, but if they're not 100% ready for it, then we just have to wait patiently. It does say these updates will still only scratch the surface. Next devlog will explore the new day-night cycle a little bit more in detail, adding fresh challenges and opportunities as visibility shifts in the world of Lemang. Whether you're hunting by day or navigating by darkness, every move carries weight and precision. We're also getting equipped to showcase, the necessary AI enhancements that players have been calling for. We're tackling several key issues to improve AI behavior and responsiveness across the board, creating a more challenging, realistic, and engaging atmosphere in every encounter. Instead of experiencing those ghost voices, out in YBL on a further level downwards, or something, or stuck in the wall, or even over at Fort Nerith where AI is stuck upstairs in an inaccessible area, at least for the time being. Maybe these enhancements will help us out with that. As we continue refining the game, your feedback will play a pivotal role in shaping these systems, so stay tuned for more updates as we make Gray Zone Warfare more immersive, challenging, and more rewarding. Stay sharp and keep your comms open. There's more on the horizon. Every move matters. Madfinger Games team. Well, you know what, Madfinger, I think I kind of half predicted some of these things. In some cases I did predict some of these things, and some of these things I didn't even see coming at all. And I'm really glad that that they are hard at work with this, and that as they said, a lot of improvements here over the next couple more updates. In case, again, you are, considering reading this or whatever, I will leave this link down below in the description for you to go ahead and check out, to go ahead and read the whole thing. It's a very simple, quick read, probably about 5-6 minutes at the very most. And I already did hit a lot of these big points and so on. And again, I have a couple of predictions about some things in the future, but that's probably for another video, another day. So I'm going to go ahead and leave you simply by saying, hey everyone, Justin here again. If you enjoyed the action and want to see more, make sure you hit that subscribe button. Don't miss out on my next mission. Click the bell icon to get notified of my latest content. Like the video if you found it thrilling, and drop a comment down below to let me know what your thoughts are, or even share your favorite moment. I'd love hearing from you. And hey, if you know somebody who'd be just as excited about this content, share it with them. Every like, comment, and share helps me bring you more of the content you love. Until next time, stay sharp and game on. Take care.